Have you ever wished you could truly know what someone is thinking? Not just guess, not just assume, but actually understand the hidden corners of their mind, the fears, desires, doubts, and truths they don't voice. Imagine walking into a conversation and feeling as if their thoughts are open books before you. It's not magic. It's not manipulation. It's about asking the right questions so carefully crafted, so intentionally placed that they reveal far more than words alone ever could. The truth is, people give away their minds in subtle ways, in hesitations, in choice of words, and how they shift when asked certain things. Most of us never notice because we're too busy talking, defending ourselves, or trying to control the conversation, but a wise approach rooted in curiosity and compassion changes everything. When you ask the right questions, you create a space where people reveal themselves willingly, authentically, without realizing it. This is not about interrogation. It's about connection. It's about insight. It's about reading between the lines with grace and empathy. When you understand someone's inner world, you navigate relationships with clarity, you anticipate needs, recognize fears, and respond with understanding rather than frustration. And let me be honest, the first step is curiosity without judgment. A question asked with genuine interest is a key that opens doors most people don't even know exist. Your mind becomes a compass, your words become tools, and your understanding deepens beyond casual conversation. In this journey, I want to share 5 questions that, when used wisely, allow you to read minds effortlessly. These questions don't just uncover thoughts, they reveal truths, intentions, and feelings that are often hidden beneath layers of politeness, ego, or hesitation. By the end of this video, you won't just know how to ask questions, you'll know how to listen, observe, and understand at a deeper level than you ever thought possible. When you ask someone, what's most important to you right now, you're not just asking a question, you're giving them permission to reveal their priorities, their passions, and sometimes even their fears. This question cuts through surface-level conversation and gets to the heartbeat of what drives a person. It's simple, yet deceptively powerful. Most people respond with cliches or socially acceptable answers at first: family, work, health. But a wise listener knows to pay attention, not just to the words, but to the tone, hesitation, and the energy behind them. Does their voice lighten or tense up? Do they pause before answering? These subtle clues often reveal what truly matters and what they may not say outright. When asked with genuine curiosity, this question encourages reflection. People start sifting through their own minds, weighing their unspoken priorities, and in that moment, they reveal their inner world, what excites them, what worries them, what they're willing to fight for, and sometimes what they're silently struggling with. The beauty of this question is its versatility. It works in intimate conversations, professional settings, and even casual encounters. It opens doors to understanding someone's decision-making, their values, and their emotional landscape. And here's the subtle magic. When someone speaks about what truly matters to them, they also reveal their vulnerabilities. You see the intersections between their desires and their fears, a roadmap of their mind. But the key is listening, not responding, not judging, not fixing, just listening. Let their answer sit in the space between you. Let it resonate, because in silence after a question, the mind often speaks louder than words. This is the foundation of mind reading, not magic, not manipulation, but deep empathetic awareness. By understanding what someone prioritizes, you gain insight into their motivations, their hidden intentions, and even their emotional triggers. When you ask what would make this situation easier for you, you step into a rare space of empathy and insight. This question isn't just about problem solving, it's about understanding how someone experiences life, what weighs on them, and what silently influences their decisions. Most people don't articulate their obstacles unless invited to do so, and this question opens that door with care and curiosity. Think about it. Every person carries invisible burdens, small and large, that shape their mood, behavior, and choices. By asking this, you reveal those burdens without confrontation. You give them permission to share frustrations, fears, or unspoken needs, and the answer often tells you more than the words themselves. The way they pause, hesitate, or choose phrasing exposes their priorities, resistance, and emotional state. For example, someone might say, I just need more time, but what they're really communicating is stress, overwhelm, or lack of support. Another might respond, I wish someone would listen, hinting at feelings of invisibility or neglect. In essence, this question acts like a mirror, reflecting their inner world back to you. It's a way to perceive their struggles without judgment, criticism, or assumptions. Here's the subtle power. The response doesn't just give insight into the situation, it gives insight into them. It uncovers coping strategies, pain points, and even personality traits. Some people naturally focus on solutions, while others reveal emotional patterns or relational needs. Listening deeply allows you to connect their words with their inner truth. And notice this, silence after the question is just as telling. When they hesitate, shift, or glance away, it signals discomfort, uncertainty, or avoidance. These micro reactions are as informative as the spoken words, giving you a window into their unspoken thoughts. This question is transformative. It doesn't manipulate or force confessions. It creates a space of trust where the mind naturally unfolds. You begin to read not just what they say, but what they feel, fear, and desire beneath the surface. When you ask someone, if you could change one thing right now, what would it be? You're not just inviting them to dream or complain. You're peeling back layers to uncover their deepest desires, frustrations, unspoken needs. This question exposes what truly matters to them, what weighs heavily on their mind, and where their dissatisfaction lies. People often live in compromise, in roles, or in expectations that force them to suppress their wants. But when presented with this question, even briefly, their subconscious speaks. The first thing they name is often what they long for most or fear losing. It's like opening a window into their inner priorities, showing you not just what they think, but what their heart and mind are quietly urging. Some answers reveal ambition. I'd take more control of my life. Some reveal vulnerability. I wish I had more time with my family. And some reveal tension or frustration. I'd be rid of this constant stress. Each response, subtle or explicit, is a reflection of their internal world, their unmet needs, values, and emotional state. The power of this question lies in the way it encourages honesty without pressure. They are not defending themselves, just reflecting. And as they articulate even one change, you begin to see patterns, fears, and motivations that often remain hidden in ordinary conversation. Their tone, their hesitation, and even the emotions behind their words are rich data. Listening carefully here is crucial. Avoid jumping in with advice or solutions. Your role is not to fix, it's to observe, absorb, and understand. The insights gained here are profound because they reveal what shapes decisions, reactions, and interactions in both subtle and obvious ways. By asking this question, you gain more than knowledge, you gain empathy, you start seeing why they act, react, and prioritize in the ways they do. You are decoding the architecture of their mind in real time. When you ask, what are you afraid might happen? You step into a space where vulnerability and truth reside. Fear is a powerful driver of behavior, often hidden beneath politeness, confidence, or everyday composure. By gently inviting someone to share their fears, you gain unprecedented access to the motivations and boundaries that shape their choices, the invisible threads guiding their mind. Many people never voice their fears. They carry them quietly, shaping decisions and reactions without anyone realizing the weight they bear. Some fear failure. Others fear judgment, rejection, or losing control. When asked directly, these fears emerge subtly in the words chosen, in the pauses, or in the tension in their body. Listening closely, you can perceive more than just the answer. You can sense the depth of what they fear, the intensity, and even the silent compromises they make every day. This question is delicate. It's not meant to exploit, shame, or provoke. It's an invitation to honesty, to trust, and to self-reflection. When someone names a fear, even partially, you learn what drives their decisions, what holds them back, and what emotions shape their reactions. And here's the nuance. People rarely state the full fear outright. Observing tone, hesitation, and choice of words allows you to read between the lines, to understand their internal landscape. The true power comes in listening without judgment. Don't offer solutions, don't correct, don't dismiss. Simply absorb the truth they reveal. Every subtle clue, a pause, a sigh, a glance away, is part of the puzzle, giving you a clearer picture of their mental and emotional world. By understanding someone's fears, you can anticipate behavior, interpret reactions, and connect with empathy. You begin to see not just what they do, but why they do it. Fear often drives decisions more than logic, and this question unlocks that hidden reasoning. When you ask someone, what would you like me to understand about you? You create a rare and sacred space, a space where they can reveal themselves fully, without judgment or interruption. This question is powerful because it gives them permission to communicate what they often leave unspoken, their values, struggles, motivations, and the truths they feel no one ever truly sees. Most people live under the assumption that others can read their cues or intuit their needs. But the truth is, without asking, most of us remain invisible, misunderstood, or misinterpreted. This question invites honesty, encouraging the person to reveal layers of themselves that are usually hidden, and in that honesty lies insight. Their words, tone, pauses, and even hesitations are rich with meaning, exposing the subtleties of how they think, feel, and experience the world. It's remarkable how often the answers are layered. Someone might speak about their work ethic, yet hint at insecurity. Someone might share a small personal detail, revealing a larger pattern of values or fears. The key is to listen actively, not just to what is said, but to what is felt. Often what is unsaid speaks louder than words. By asking this question, you honor their inner world and gain access to perspectives you might never have imagined. You understand why they make certain choices, why they respond the way they do, and what drives their behavior behind the scenes. And because this question is framed as curiosity and care, people often respond authentically, revealing truths they wouldn't share casually. This is the culmination of the mind reading journey. You now have insight into their priorities, obstacles, desires, fears, and personal truths. Each piece of information forms a mosaic, allowing you to read their mind not by manipulation, but by empathetic listening and intentional inquiry. Asking the right questions is only half the journey. The other half, the part that transforms curiosity into true insight, is observation. A wise listener doesn't just hear words, they see, feel, and sense the subtle clues hidden beneath the surface. Tone, hesitation, eye movement, posture, and even micro expressions are all windows into what someone is thinking and feeling. Consider this: two people might answer the same question, "I'm fine," but their delivery can reveal completely different truths. A quick glance away, a tense jaw, or a slight sigh can signal discomfort, resistance, or hidden emotion. These micro signals are often unconscious, yet they speak volumes. They are the body's way of communicating what words cannot or will not. When you observe carefully, you begin to notice patterns. Does their tone shift when certain topics arise? Do they avoid eye contact when sharing personal thoughts? Do they touch their face or fidget when anxious or uncertain? Each signal is a clue, a piece of the puzzle that helps you understand their mind without needing them to spell everything out. The key is mindfulness and empathy. You must observe without judgment or immediate reaction. Let the cues sink in, reflect silently, and combine them with what they've shared verbally. This layered approach, combining questions with observation, gives you a multi-dimensional understanding of the person. Remember, people reveal themselves in both what they say and what they don't say. Silence, hesitation, and body language are just as informative as words. A wise listener sees these as invitations to understand, not as mysteries to solve. By integrating observation with intentional questions, you move beyond surface level understanding into deep, intuitive insight. Knowing what someone is thinking is a gift, but with great insight comes great responsibility. A wise listener understands that mind reading is not about control, manipulation, or using another person's thoughts for personal gain. It's about connection, empathy, and creating understanding. How you respond after uncovering someone's inner world is just as important as the questions you ask. The first rule is awareness. Before you speak, pause. Observe what you've learned from their answers, body language, and subtle cues. Then ask yourself, am I responding to serve them or to serve myself? A response that seeks to manipulate, shame, or coerce destroys trust and harms the relationship. Silence can sometimes be your most ethical and powerful response. Giving space allows the person to process, reflect, and feel heard without pressure. When you do respond, choose words that honor their perspective, validate emotions without necessarily agreeing with their conclusions. For example, I hear that this situation feels overwhelming for you, and I understand why that matters so much. Notice the difference. You are acknowledging their inner world without attempting to bend it to your will. This builds trust, strengthens connection, and reinforces safety. The conditions under which people reveal more truthfully. Another powerful approach is reflective listening. Repeat back what you've heard, paraphrasing their feelings and priorities. This demonstrates that you are fully engaged and attentive, which encourages deeper disclosure in future conversations. Avoid inserting your own judgments or assumptions. Instead, mirror understanding. Finally, remember the ethics of mind reading. It's a tool for empathy, not control. You are using insight to enhance relationships, not exploit them. By responding mindfully, you maintain integrity, strengthen bonds, and deepen authentic communication. Reading someone's mind is not a one-time trick. It's a skill, a craft, and like any craft, it improves with practice. A wise listener knows that intuition is built through experience, observation, and reflection. The more you engage with people intentionally, the sharper your perception becomes, and the more effortlessly you can understand what lies beneath the surface. Start small. Notice the little cues in everyday interactions, a subtle shift in tone, a glance away, a pause before answering. Reflect on what those signs might reveal about thoughts, feelings, or unspoken concerns. Compare your observations to what you know later about their intentions or experiences. Over time, patterns emerge, helping you predict behavior and understand motivations more quickly and accurately. Another aspect of practice is self-awareness. The more you understand your own reactions, biases, and emotional triggers, the less they cloud your judgment when reading others. Emotional clarity sharpens perception. When you're calm, present, and curious rather than reactive, you notice subtleties others miss, the microsignals, the contradictions, the gaps between words and feelings. Patience is essential. Don't rush conclusions. Mind reading is about observing, questioning, and reflecting. Each conversation is a training ground. Each subtle clue you pick up strengthens your ability to empathize and connect deeply. Over time, this becomes intuitive. You begin to sense what people feel and think almost effortlessly, not because you control them, but because you are fully attuned to them. Lastly, practice with intention, ask questions with care, listen with presence, observe without judgment, and respond with empathy. The combination of these skills, inquiry, observation, ethical response, and reflection turns understanding into an art form. Here's the truth. Understanding someone's mind is not about control or manipulation. It's about connection, empathy and authenticity. When you ask the right questions, observe carefully, and listen with presence, you unlock a depth of understanding few ever reach. You begin to see not just what someone says, but what they feel, what drives them, and what they truly need. This insight transforms relationships. Conversations become meaningful rather than transactional. Conflicts dissolve because you anticipate fears and frustrations before they escalate. Trust grows because people feel seen, heard, and respected. You learn that the mind is not a locked door. It's a landscape waiting to be explored with curiosity, care, and integrity. Remember, this skill is not about extracting secrets. It's about creating space for honesty. It's about honoring the vulnerability someone shows when they reveal even the smallest piece of their inner world. Every hesitation, every pause, every glance away is part of a mosaic. And when observed with empathy, it tells us a story words alone cannot convey. The ultimate lesson is simple, yet profound. Empathy and understanding are the truest forms of power. By asking questions like, what's most important to you right now? What would make this situation easier? Or what are you afraid might happen? You invite someone into a space of authenticity. By listening, observing, and responding ethically, you transform your conversation into connection. And here's the final truth. The one that changes everything. Reading minds is not about knowing everything about someone else. It's about opening your own heart and mind to truly see them. When you do this, relationships flourish, misunderstandings vanish, and every interaction becomes an opportunity to connect deeply and meaningfully. Your gift is not in the questions you ask, but in the care, presence, and insight you bring. Use it wisely, use it ethically, and watch as the world around you opens in ways you never imagined. Silence, observation, empathy, and curiosity. Together, they are the keys to understanding the human mind. And in that understanding, you find the power to change your relationships, your connections, and ultimately your life.